After years of going missing, after years of gaining tons of subscribers, he's finally back. And this is what he was doing. He was busy being a virgin on Hearts of Iron 4. And today, my loyal subscribers who've stayed this entire time, I will be showing you how to be the mega virgin and have 600 hours like I do. I have no life, or will to live, that is. So yeah, this is a tutorial. How it all begins: you press single player, then you press tutorial. I know, crazy, but it will load for you. This is no DLC, by the way, to make it extra simple. A few of my friends bought this game. One of them even made a video about it. It's 7 minutes long, and he spent 5 minutes crying. So yeah, this is to teach all my friends how to play the game. It would be epic if it loaded slightly faster. Alright, there we go. You're in. Welcome to the Hearts of Iron 4 tutorial. You will be taking charge of Italy during the period leading up to the war. Basically, over here it just teaches you. Select units, select provinces by clicking. Move units by right clicking. Zoom in and out by, using scroll wheel. Hold the scroll wheel to pan the camera. Simple stuff. Start dealing with the alerts at the top of your screen. Objectives: 0 of 20 military factory. Basically just do all the things it tells you. Press minimize. You deal with them one by one. Start with the research. It tells you over here how to use research. I'll just be showing you how to do it. The blue highlighted ones are the ones you're supposed to use. So click it, then press enter. Or you can just press research. Very top, highlighted blue. Just click all the ones that are highlighted in blue. And over here it explains everything, but I already know this because I'm pro. Or I'm no life. Up to you to decide. That's one of the tasks completed. Now we need to complete this construction. The way construction, it wants me to make civilian factories. Civilian factories are used to make civilian factories. Or other like factories. Civilian factories are this basic thing used for construction. Military factories are used to make military equipment such as guns. The way you start constructing is by clicking on a province you want to build in. You should go for the provinces with the highest percentage. Highest percentage of infrastructure, meaning it will build faster. Blue means that the province is full. No color means that there's nothing happening in the province. Yellow means that the province is like being built in, but there's still more room in it. And that's the construction tab right there. Over here you got the free military factories, which means you got to use them. Here gives you a small tip. Probably read it, but I'm not going to because I'm pro. Over here, what you want to do is get your infantry equipment. Make sure you assign 10 factories by pressing over here, or just pressing the plus sign till it does 10. Then you want to get the civilian train. You want to get 3 on civilian trains. Then you want to get 2 on support equipment. That's trucks. We still like trucks. You get 3 on trucks. 2 on support equipment. Towed artillery, you want to try get as many as you can on towed artillery. Get 1 on trucks, and also towed anti-air for when you make more like military factories. This is like the basic thing you want to copy. You go back, you got dockyards, you better use the dockyards. Just select convoys for now. Navy's too complicated, just make convoys and select the largest. Then you go out here. I'll basically just explain everything. Over here, if you click here, you get your political menu. This is your ideology: brown fascist, blue democratic, red communist, green non-aligned, basically monarchy, which is king. Over here is your occupied territories. This is not important, you don't need to worry about this. Over here are different things you'll do, which I'll explain later because it's too complicated. Right now what you want to do is select national focus and go for like the ones highlighted in blue. I'll go for Ethiopian war logistics. After you select your national focus, you see the red men. That says undersigned divisions, which is basically like troops that have nothing. Wait, deployment. You want to train 1. Then you can press add unit to train 3. Then you just leave it. Now tutorial wants me to look at Eritrea and select all the troops there. So we pan towards it, and then we just hold click over here. Move the mouse all the way to the bottom, and once we have all of them in the middle, just let go. Look, you've selected them. Then you have to make an army. It tells you how to do it. At the very bottom of your screen where the green plus sign is, if you click that, you've got an army now. Now I want you to make a front line, which is this button with the commander with the plus sign. Now after you do it, you make the offensive line, which is the bunch of arrows. You go to the middle, you hold right click, then you just move it. It'll tell you how your troops move. That's the path your troops will be taking, so you just press the green arrow. Ignore this for a second, it's going to tell you how to do the airbase. Then you want to hold shift and click this at the same time. That'll select every single troop. Then you can press the plus commander, go all the way back to Ethiopia, which is down here. Make a front line, and boom. Now you've got 2 armies on Ethiopia. Draw your offensive line again by clicking this button. Then click on this guy, click on the plus over here to put him on a field marshal. Move this guy also there. Field marshal just makes your armies easier to manage. And if you want, you can assign all generals by clicking, and then top left you can assign them. Click on them, then you click on their picture. You do that to all like the empty spaces that you have. Just click on their picture. Click on their picture. If you want, you can get the highest attack, highest defense, highest cavalry expert, and highest logistics, which gives better supply. You don't need to worry about that right now. Too complicated. So once you get these, you do what the tutorial tells you. It teaches you about having like air. What you want to do is click on the airport over here. Once you have all of these selected, it'll tell you how to turn on missions. It wants you to turn on the air superiority and the close air support mission. Then once you turn those on, you right click this air zone, then they start working in this air zone. Then the deploy map mode is active and army and air is selected. Just click this or F1, switch to this, then just click on the army that you previously made. Then it says game is on pause and Ethiopia is surrendered. That's all they want you to do. So put the game onto 5 speed, turn this on, and then just watch your army destroy them. Make sure you've clicked both of these buttons. My bad, bro. I try to press submit. Oh, I got an achievement because I'm good at the game. You guys should get this achievement. Look at your army. It's so beautiful. You don't need to manage this. You just need to watch. Managing comes later. That's like when you know what you're doing. If you see any troops not attacking, just select them by holding click and drag and then attack. Oh, time is paused. Yeah, that's probably why we weren't winning. No, this is the percentage. I'll pause it real quick. These bubbles, green means you're winning, red means you're losing, green good, red bad. Percentage means how much you're winning. 95% means like the battle's about to be over. Over here in this menu, if you click on the bubbles, this comes up. The green is organization. If that reaches 0, the troop is unable to fight. Orange is strength. That means how much stuff they have. If they have more stuff, they'll have more organization, being able to fight for longer. If a troop is completely encircled, by that I mean cut off from the capital, unable to get supply, and their organization reaches 0, the troop will break and just explode. But that's like more complicated stuff. This is just basic tutorial to help you with the tutorial. These just broke, which means that your troops will now advance into the areas because they did it. See, you just pushed in. Good job. You're beating Ethiopia. You're also attacking in the south, whilst the rest of your army is arriving automatically because you drew the front line. You can see them over here. Press the X to unassign. Then you just sit back, just make a coffee, maybe go AFK, or you can just watch yourself and just think about your life decisions, how they led you to buy this game for 35 quid, or get gifted it by your friend who's been forcing you to play this ever since it came out. I'm making fun of myself here. So yeah, you just have to wait. End of Christmas is like offensive. You can read this if you want. It says like, oh, you know, you finished it. They want you to like attack. You try by any means necessary, which gives you an attack bonus to killing them. That's good. Means you'll kill them faster. Over here is garrisons. It says not enough manpower to do garrisons, which is not good. But what I'd recommend do is pick your smallest division, which will be this. Pick local police force, click on recruit and deployment, make this the highest. Also, you got to select a zone so these can actually get deployed. So this is how you like train troops. You select an area for them to be deployed. Once they finish, they will automatically come out at Rome, which is where I've selected for them to come out. They're training 3 troops. We currently don't have enough equipment. I'll go through what all these are. Top one, that's politics. I already went through this. Middle, like the hammer, that's decisions. It shows you a bunch of things that you can do. Just click whichever ones you find good, and you'll learn by trial and error. The decisions I'd recommend are improved work conditions, gives more stability, but it also gives less factory output for like 180 days. But the stability is really good, because if you have low stability, people get strikes. Strikes mean less work. Less work equals bad stuff, which we don't want. There's just a bunch of decisions in it. You can just read through them, do whatever you want. Next one is research. When you're researching, you want to go for things that aren't out of date or like too far ahead of time. If you go for things, there's a huge penalty. This will usually take 150 days, but it takes 500 because it's 2 years ahead of time. There's different types. Support companies, which are a bit more complicated. Tanks, also complicated. Artillery, which add a lot of power to infantry, which is a very good early game. There's Air Force, there's engineering, and there's industry. Industry is like the most important one. Once you've like reached like 1937 and you can't go any further, you should go to like military, try to do everything you can and try to catch up whilst keeping your industry ahead of time. Next one is diplomacy. You don't really go into diplomacy through here. Usually the way you do is by right-clicking nations. Then you can see their leaders and their like ideology and your relationship with them. Belgium doesn't really like me, and you can do different things with them, like justify a war goal. But why would we want to do that? We can just be friends with them, or we can make them fascist. Next thing is trade. Trade is just stuff you need. Right now we're lacking rubber, but we've got a lot of aluminium, tungsten, and steel. And we're selling that steel to people and they're giving us their factories for them. But we need rubber, so we're gonna buy rubber from British Malaya. We give them one of our factories for 8 of their rubber. And if we resume time, you'll see that now we have 7 rubber, which is good. No more deficit. This over here says like you're making stuff with no template. You need XP to be able to edit templates, but that's for another time. So now you just sit back, relax, watch Ethiopia die while I explain the rest. Production, things you're making. You want like guns. If you see this, that means that you have negative of that, which is bad. You want this symbol, which is being stockpiled, which means you're making extra of it, which is very good. This over here is how well you can make the guns. The higher this is, the bigger this number will be. The bigger this number will be, that means the more stuff you're making. Right now we're making 11 guns per day, but it's going up because this is filling up and you're getting better at making guns. If you switch it, or like remove factories, add factories, you'll get worse at making guns. Because, you know, you're not used to making guns. It'll take a while to build up. Over here is deployment. This is like troops that you train. After they get trained, they'll automatically come out, and then you can assign them to a general, then they'll automatically begin fighting for you. Over here is stockpiles. This shows you everything you have. Right now, we're lacking 128 naval bombers, 52 close air support, medium frames like bombers, and light frames, lacking quite a bit of them. We've got positive convoys, positive trains, negative support equipment, so that means we need to put more factories into this. We've got positive trucks, negative guns, so we need to make more guns, negative artillery, which means we need to make more artillery. So if you want, you can adjust everything here, like we can make more support equipment, but less towed anti-air, because we have enough towed anti-air. Success in the north, a bunch of pop-ups just came up, so just pause the game if you ever feel overwhelmed. Success in the north means that you finally push the Ethiopians out of the northern area, which gives you buffs. Your goal as Italy is to end the Ethiopian war as fast as possible. If you take too long, the nation will start hating you and they'd want to kick you out. Next thing you want to take is Italian highways. You want to work down to Italian military factories. So that's the next focus you should take. You can zoom in and out to like look around, or you can move your mouse to the edge of the screen to start moving around. That's the basics right now of all of this. Over here is Officer Corps. Over here you've got your doctrines. You can choose your doctrines based on whatever you want to do. This is buffs artillery, This buffs tanks, this buffs defending, and this buffs having tons of people. Basically, like if you're China, you have tons of people, you just throw them at the enemy, eventually they'll give up. That's basically the mentality with this. This one is defend against a really powerful enemy. This is spam artillery, try conserve as much manpower as possible because you don't have that many men in your country. This is tanks, literally blitzkrieg, what the Germans did. The pop-ups that are left are these mission missing production, which means we need to make some of those because we're not making any right now. We have a negative. This is that we are currently at war thing, which tells us if like everything about the country. This is 100% participation. That means they're like doing 100% of the things in the war. This is how many divisions they are estimated to have. This is how many factories they are estimated to have, and this is how many people have died on their side. This red bar underneath the country is the how long it'll take for them to surrender. Capitulate means surrender. If this red bar reaches all the way down, they'll die. And if they die, you'll be put in a peace deal, and you'll be able to eat them. And we want to eat them. The green bar is their HP. This golden bar around your HP, basically your country, means that you're a major. All majors have to die for a peace deal to begin. If you're still alive and you're a major, your faction won't die. But if all majors die but some of the factions still alive, they'll also die and be in the peace deal. Ethiopia is currently 23% towards capitulation. Taking victory points are what makes them capitulate. I'll resume time now, but these are victory points. The capital, all of these red things, all these red cities are victory points. The less they have, the more likely they are to surrender. We're pushing up from the south now. If you see any free spaces, select your army, manually move them into the free spaces. And yeah, try attack troops that are weak, and try go straight for the capital. Look, we're going behind the enemy now. If we are able to encircle the enemy, then we can destroy them. Like I said before about the organization thing. They're pushing over here, and they're not winning, so you want them to reorganize them to all attack over here. We're all winning. You see this red thing over here is attrition. Attrition happens when you don't have enough supply. If you don't have enough supply, your people aren't eating basically. So what you want to do is click on this guy, go over here where it shows the horse, click it once, and it'll turn the supply. Instead of horses giving them food, vans will give them food. And that's why we made the vans at the very beginning. Right now the logistics went down because we don't own enough trucks. We have 158 out of 160, which we will make soon. Over here it shows us that we're making trucks. It'll just take half a week to make another truck. And just basically keep in control of all these pop-ups if any of them are important. Right now they're getting food, which means they're less likely to just give up on living, which is useful if you're fighting a war. Now just try go towards the victory points. The quicker you take the success in the south gives you buffs. Solid progression. Pause time. Yeah. You just completed the focus. Where is it? Where is it? I don't know this new skill tree. It's scary. Solid progression. You progress down your skill tree. Basically just have a bit of fun. We have 100 political power, which means we can take up new decisions, or we can go over here and edit our politics. Whenever there's a shiny, that means you can go there. What I'd recommend you do is go over here to military high command and get the army morale, because he gives you more supply, and Ethiopia is very bad to fight in because no supply. Political power used to do stuff. Stability, if it gets too low, then you get debuffs like strikes. If it's high, then you get buffs. War support, same thing like stability, but different buffs, different debuffs as well. Manpower, how many people you have fighting. If you have 0, then no one in your country is fighting, and you have to put up your conscription, which is done by clicking on these people and moving it down a level compared to what you're doing. We have 55 factories, 20 are military, 15 are naval dockyards, and 20 are civilian factories. This is how much fuel we're getting. Right now we're at a negative for fuel, but that's not important because that wouldn't be a problem for us. Logistics is how much stuff we need so we can actually eat. We got 100% fulfillment, which is good. And these are the amount of convoys you have. This is all experience, which I'll explain in the next video that I hopefully make. Right now it's the 23rd of February 1936. And we're just waiting. Empty space. If you want to move into an empty space, you should get some troops to attack a division so they can't defend. And just try push into as many full spaces as you can. You can try slowly manage your troops if you want to. If you feel comfortable doing that, you don't have to though. I'm just doing it so it ends faster. Addis Ababa is open, so if we walk into it, we just win, which is what I'm trying to do. Because I like winning. There's 5, oh, we've taken their capital. Over here you can check how close they are to surrendering. 86%, 31% victory points they hold, they need less than 20%, we have 86. Which means if we take 2 more victory points, around 2, they'll just explode and then die, and then we'll be in a peace deal. Hopefully everything I've explained has just been very basic, because I've explained this as well as I can. Right now they are 90% towards dying. You can send this tank over here to get this victory point and then that victory point, while a troop over here marches towards the city. They will arrive in 1 day and 1 hour. If you hover over it, it tells you where they're going. Just if you want, you can read those events and learn about history. Those are all things that have happened in history, like real life, like the remilitarization of the Rhineland. Then you want to work to this to give you 2 extra military factories to attack. Ethiopia is now 97%. 1 more victory point and then the war's over. Troops over here are marching, and we've taken 1 more victory point, so it should be over. Ethiopia has capitulated, which means they're dead. They're like no longer able to fight. Can you get out of my face? Game. Aww. Okay. So look, it says Ethiopians equipment seized. That means how much we stole. Ethiopia capitulated. That means they can no longer fight, and a peace deal begins if they can no longer fight. So what you want to do, if you're by yourself in this feast, so like we are, this is the victors over here. These are the people who are defeated. These are different demands you can make. Right now we just want to take states, and we want to click on everything that they own. And you have to make sure you have enough points. We have 370 points. This will cost us 87 points. We need to make sure we have enough points to take everything. And it looks like we have enough points, so we can press submit demands, which will give us all of that. Then there's nothing else to demand, which will mean that if we press confirm and exit, we just finish. Yeah, we just finish the peace deal. And we've taken all of Ethiopia. Now what the game wants us to do is to get all our army, select army, click the port, and take them there. We could do that, or we can make it faster by holding control and pressing B, which will make them railroad, which will make them go 10 times the speed, but they'll lose all their organization. But if you're not fighting, that isn't important. It just makes them go faster. The game wants us to send them back to the mainland, which we will do right now. And after this, my tutorial will be finished of how to beat Ethiopia. Tutorial on how to beat the tutorial. It's pretty simple. Once a troop is at a port city, just wait for the rest of these to arrive. If a troop is at a port city, you can select the troops at the port and send them to a different port, like this one, like where we are. Just right click the port and your troops will begin to go there. And there we go, congratulations, you just finished the Hoi 4 tutorial, 29th of March 1936. Well done. Pat on the back to you. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it was like simple. It was also pretty short, 24 minutes. I hope this helped you beat the tutorial. I'll try and make another video explaining it in more detail, like more future things, and I'll be playing as Germany instead of Italy.